And we're on the air. Dork over here. Aloha. Welcome to the Aloha Hour. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever the case may be, wherever you are in this great, wonderful world we live in called home. I am your humble servant, Mike S. Miller. Please stop with the bag. You're making so much noise, and I just started. And as always, my jovial companion, Edwin Boyette.
Thank you very much for letting us be with you again tonight. It is always a pleasure.
Absolutely. There's Isaac waving hello. Everyone's in red. Everyone's wrapped in red tonight. Ho, ho, ho. Hawaiian lifeguard, off duty. Save yourself.
Nice, nice. Are y'all claiming bloods, or is that just accidental?
That's accidental. Did you read my shirt?
Save yourself. Nice. Yeah, save yourself.
This is like probably my favorite Hawaiian shirt. All right, let's get up on here, turn my volume all the way down, and chats are live. Mike, let's Eric Canetti to join Comicsgate. I emailed him and awaiting his response if he would like to do an interview on a stream. Yeah, tell him I said hi too if you actually know the man. I haven't talked to him in a really long time. So there's so much negativity. It's starting to wear on me. So in an effort to not freaking deal with that, I mean, I don't even want to bring it up, the stuff, you know. I mean, we probably will. But I went and I looked around and I saw that Winona Ryder and KEANU Reeves got married.
What? You serious?
Okay, but here's the deal, right? There's this article. There is this article, and I'm sure the article has been repeated ad nauseum on all the little gossip sites and whatnot. But so Winona Ryder and KEANU Reeves, where is it? Oh, here it is. Come on, open. So back when they were filming Dracula in 1992, they had a legit priest and like ran through the whole wedding ceremony, said I do like it was a real actual wedding. And so recently Winona Ryder like talked to KEANU and she's like I think we're like actually married.
Oh.
I just thought it was like, and he's like, oh man, I think we are. Because really that's what it is. That what the state grants you, that means nothing before God, right? Yeah. So if you're like legitimately standing out there in a wedding ceremony and making vows, I don't know where they stand, but I just thought that was hilarious and something that wasn't all depressing and full of anger and worth bringing up, and it's great clickbait. So
I gotta share something with you because I just went on a website to see if I could find this, right? And so I went on Grudge, and then I saw this article about Madonna. I've got to share this image with you because I'm looking at it and I feel like I need to inflict this on everybody else. Like,
oh, no, I'm frightened.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, what is this? What is going on here?
What's wrong with that woman?
I think it's supposed to be like an Aretha. She's suited up for an Aretha Franklin tribute.
She looks like an insane woman. Like an insane homeless woman who like collected garbage out of cans and started to wear it. What the heck? What is wrong with this world?
It's like Lord of the Rings plus like homeless crazy hippie lady who watched too many ABBA. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know.
Okay, we've got a combination here. So Testosterone Overload says she's a bag lady. Liam says she's a witch. Burn the witch. And Abacus says she looks like a voodoo witch. So she is a homeless voodoo witch bag lady. I think that describes her accurately.
This is, I don't know what's going on here. This is insanity. Okay. I'll stop sharing that because I felt like I saw that and I couldn't leave it without other people experiencing that same.
Because you were looking up Winona and Keanu. I mean, it's not like it's a deep story or anything. It does sort of. I mean, we could lead that into a discussion about, and I wouldn't mind, about what marriage actually is, because the state should have no say in what marriage is whatsoever. And it's funny because people, get all up in arms about the gay marriage thing and all that crap. And I'm like, I have a very consistent position about this. I don't want the state to have a freaking thing to do with me getting married or anybody getting married. If the state needs a legal paradigm under which to and, on legal standing, everyone should have civil unions. If you have to have a contract to make it a legally state binded, can you turn that down, please? Then everyone should get a civil union or a civil contract or some sort of a legal document. And 100% across the board, that should be legal. But marriage is a sanctified institution of religion, not the state. So that separation of church and state, if ever there was an argument for one, there's one right freaking there.
Yeah. Yeah. And if people want to form particular contracts together, let them have at it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And at that point, I don't care if you're a Mormon and you want to marry 6 chicks. I don't, or be legally bound to 6 women, right?
Yeah.
That's, if you want to make a contract where I am financially responsible for you for the rest of my life, and this is under state contract, whatever, that's fine. I don't care. just don't try to redefine the institution that God put into place for, between a man and woman. My opinion.
Hey, Chester Bumpsy. Aloha to you yourself. Man, I think I looked at that Madonna image too long. It's like
testosterone overloads.
I'm feeling unwell.
Testosterone asks, what about a robot? Can I marry a robot? No, but you can have a legal contract with a robot if you want to. It's a contract between people. The state should stay out. Yeah, but I'm just saying, if the state, in its ultimate wisdom, deems that it is a requirement that we have legally binding contracts, which is what a freaking marriage certificate is. It's a legally binding contract. Then it shouldn't be under the auspices of actual marriage. That's all I'm saying. So I think Winona and Keanu are married. I think they should start having babies right now.
Oh, I do have something better to look at.
Pray tell. It's Six Gun Samurai. Are we going to do a Six Gun Samurai preview? Yeah. Oh, I guess I've had you locked this entire time. It's just been your face. I didn't even notice. So we were discussing last night whether or not you should press that little hide button next to stop sharing.
Got it.
All right. Whether or not I should go ahead, because Six Gun Samurai is done. It is, a 6-issue series. I can compile this whole thing into one roughly 144-page graphic novel. make different options available for it and run it as an Indiegogo, and it'd be done and out the door and in your guys' hands like so quickly. And it's a good story. It's a really good story. So here today we're gonna do a little preview. Are we gonna do the whole first issue? I mean, we can. I don't care.
We'll see how far we can get.
All right, because it is 6 issues. So
this is created by yours truly, Mike S. Miller, written by Sean Jordan, and art by Harold Edge.
Yeah, I mean, Sean wrote it, but I gave him all the credit, but I did co-write it. I just didn't. I'm not a credit whore.
And let's see, first published July 2005.
2005, 13 years ago.
And so this is 100% yours.
Yeah, I own it. I would like to, if it does well on an Indiegogo, I would give. I haven't even talked to Sean in forever, but I'd give Harold a cut for doing the art. But what I'd like to do is get enough money to fund production of the 2nd series. So, and fantastic, St. Louis, 1896. I love that that's when this is set, because in tying this in with, I'm not going to say, with the Blacklist universe, I wanted it to be set in Teddy Roosevelt's presidency, which is only 5 years after this. So the second series could start either. Ooh, that might be even more interesting. Having it. No, maybe I will wait 5 years and then have him be president at the time. I was thinking about maybe like having him run across Teddy Roosevelt prior to his presidency and kind of being the part of the inspiration for what I have in mind. I don't know. It's just great that it's within that time window, because it like sets up a lot of great things that I wanted to do already. So this is serendipitous.
Is this your uncle, or is this a family member seated at the table here, or? Oh no.
Oh, look what you did. Trying to be a little smart aleck in you.
That's what I get for being funny. All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Whiskey.
Oh, you want it? No. He's a kid. I'll do the kid.
He's a kid. You'll do the kid. All right, okay. You got the kid?
I mean, he's like, so whiskey.
I don't think so, son.
I said whiskey, barkeep. You can keep the change.
I said no. This is a respectable place. We don't serve outlaws, and we don't serve kids. Way it looks to me, you're both. Now get out.
You ain't my pa. Don't tell me what to do.
Have it your way, son. You can leave face first or feet first. Your choice.
Shot one. Frustration.
Slicked.
Bang. Oh. Samurai steel. Ain't none other like it. And trust me when I say it'd have no trouble slicing your fat carcass in half.
Gulp.
That's a priest. That you can do the priest.
That's enough, son. You've already put the fear of God in this man. And for what? He's just trying to keep the law. Have you looked in a mirror lately? You come in here beat up, bloody, carrying more weapons than any sane human being should ever need. And you practically kill a man over a half bottle of whiskey. Is that you? Really? Is that who you really are, son? Is that what you're about? Didn't whoever gave you that sword teach you about Bushido?
What do you know about Bushido?
I know lots of things. I know you've had a pretty rotten day. I know you aren't really an outlaw. And I know you don't want to go to jail for scaring the pants off Chuck here.
And how do you know all of this?
Well, that's hard to explain. Let's just say the good Lord gave me the ability to read people. And looking at you, I see someone who's worked hard and fought hard, but failed to find what he's looking for. But whatever went wrong in the past, it isn't worth throwing away your future.
All right, Father. You're making sense. I'll be on my way then.
Not so fast, son. You had a little altercation with the barkeep, and I'd imagine he's going to want to call the sheriff to sort this mess out. Yep. And let us know if we're going too fast. I want to give everybody a chance to catch all this. You want me to catch both these parts, or you want to catch the barkeep?
I'll do the barkeep.
Okay.
Here's the thing. The boy here. Oh, no, that's the priest.
Here's the thing. This boy here obviously has problems. And getting the sheriff involved is just going to make his day even worse than it is already.
Make his day worse?
I know. But look.
He just tried to kill me.
Now, Chuck, to be fair, you pulled on him before he pulled on you. The boy was just defending himself. No one would see it otherwise, especially after they clean him up and see a kid under all that dirt. Come here, son. Let's see you two shake and make up. That's good. Now let's put this behind us and move on, okay?
Yeah, that priest was like, Edwin.
Hey now, where do you think you're going?
I thought we was gonna put this all behind us.
Maybe in here, but I can't turn you loose on the town like this. You're still pretty angry about something, and it's my civic responsibility to help you sort it out.
Fine. I just need to control my temper is all.
While you're carrying samurai steel? I don't think so, son. A real samurai doesn't control his temper. He masters it.
You ain't Japanese. What makes you think you know so much about the samurai?
Well, now, to be fair, you aren't exactly Japanese either, Miller. From the look of things. From the look of things, and I met one of them once. And sorry for the pauses here. I purchased this on Comicsology, and I'm just getting used to the transitions here. It was all about 20 years ago. I was a younger man then, maybe a little older than you are now. I went to see Barney Bison's Wild West show. Unfortunately, at the time, I was having some problems with my stomach, and nature called just before the show began. And wouldn't you know it, there was a line a mile long at the outhouses. I knew I wasn't going to last, so I started looking for alternatives. I saw some bushes off in the distance and started off running, praying fervently that I'd make it in time.
Want to just skip past this part?
Sorry,
not the whole page.
Yeah, no, it's just the transitions are a little tricky sometimes.
Don't reckon I need all the details.
All right. So I made it, did my business, and just in time too. But then on my way back, I ran into a pair of copperheads, and they didn't look too happy to see me.
There ain't no copperheads around St. Louis. Rattlesnakes, baby. Lion priest, I ain't gonna listen to you no more of this.
Now hold on. Who said I was in St. Louis? And besides, that's not the point. So there I was, standing in front of a couple of rattlers, when all of a sudden, whoosh,
Zoinks! Liam says, Edwin, click guided view on the next page when you get there.
Click guided view. Okay. All right, I'm on guided view, and this is Liam. That may have been sounded good, but I don't know that's going to work. He was a little guy, maybe 5.5 feet tall, wearing boots covered in dirt and manure. He looked like he'd been cleaning the animals' pens, but there was a look in his eyes, a certain sort of confidence that told me there was something more to him than I can see, some sort of honor buried underneath the mess on the outside. And that sword, beautiful. It was simple, with a long, thin blade, with an inscription near the hilt. Razor sharp. I'd never seen anything like it before. I'm just cruising through the image here for a second.
The folds. Harold just does the best folds in clothes, man.
Let me zoom out on this so everybody can see the whole. No way.
Mike, you crying yet? Shut up, Raw.
All right, you want to, let's see. I tried to thank him, but he ignored me. I don't know why. Maybe he didn't understand me, or maybe I didn't understand him. He took off and went back to the show. Many years later, I came across a book about the Japanese and their samurai. Thanks? I can only assume that's what he was.
Great. Can I get going now?
Aren't you listening to me, son? I'm trying to tell you, I saw a sword like that before. Just like that. As a matter of fact, that's the sword that saved my life. And here you are, waving it around like an idiot, just so you can scare a bartender out of a bottle of whiskey. There's no way that man would have given you his sword if he knew you were going to use it like that, which leads me to think that maybe you stole it from him. Oh, sorry. Yeah. It just gets a little tricky.
Comicsology.
Yeah.
Oh, no. You're on the wrong page.
I'm getting back there. Yeah, right. We're getting.
All right. Stole it. Get out of my way, father. I've been patient enough. Ain't never killed me a priest, but there's a first time for everything.
Well, hold on there now, son. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm just looking for the truth. Tell you what, my church is just around the corner. Why do you say we head over there and talk this through? I'm sure boy's got a room that can hold you until you cool off a bit. Or if you prefer the sheriff's office, it's right across the street.
We can talk. I ain't got nowhere to go anyway.
All right, then. Well, here it is, the house of the Lord, at least as far as the Episcopalians are concerned. Which remind me, have you heard the good news yet?
I ain't interested in all that, Father. If you brought me here to convert me.
No, I just want to talk. Just thought I'd make some conversation is all. Come on, my office is in back. Oh, and son, this is holy ground, as I was saying.
So?
Your weapons. You won't be needing them anyway. Sorry, Mike.
It's all right. Let's pause here and see what the chat thinks so far. Chat people, what do you think so far? Six Gun Samurai. I know some of you have already read this whole. I don't know if you read the whole thing, but Gosh, did I have that? No, yeah, I had it locked on you. All right. Edwin reading Six Gun. Don't trust him, Six Gun. Keep reading. when do Winona and Keanu show up? Mike, you wrote this. I co-wrote it, co-plotted it, and then Sean Jordan did most of the scripting. I like it, but it's slow. It's a slow start. It's slow starts.
Now, some of that may be exaggerated. Some of the slowness may come from me just trying to navigate it on Comicsology.
Well, it is, it takes a couple pages to get into the story. This is just sort of the prologue of the story. So, yeah. What's this? 6 Guns for Jesus. Looks interesting so far. I thought the priest was Asian too. You'll need to remember the keyboard shortcuts. Mike's sold, but I was sold. Now I'm more sold. Really interesting story so far. Finally made one of these. The kid's cool, but I'm wondering what's the connection between the sword and the kid. Well, that's the story. Slow burn. Yes, it's establishing characters, which I like. So you guys want us to keep reading?
All right, let us know if you want us to pick up and go through some more pages.
Yeah, it's I don't want to sit here and say it's a really good book, but I think, story-wise, it really holds up. The art's really good. And Harold's gotten better, so that's why I'd really like to get him on another one. Maybe even have him do like a new cover. Nasser doesn't want us to read, and he's trying to vote twice. Nasser, go away. Yeah, don't stop halfway like an ass.
Stop. Oh man, Nasser is very adamant.
I'm going to put Nasser in a timeout.
Edwin Boyett, check your email right in the middle of the stream. Okay, I will check my email right in the middle of the stream.
So everybody wants us to keep reading. We've got 102 people that want us to keep reading. Listening while I draw. All right.
All right, so let me go back. Let me load this up. Let's see. All right, going back to sharing the screen. All right, 6 Gun Samurai. Hide the little. All right. And I think I need to go back one page. Let me see. Yeah.
Yeah, just get down to the bottom there. I'll lock it on your page so everyone can read this for free. Look at me giving you guys free goodies.
All right. Oh, and son.
Yeah.
This is holy ground, as I was saying.
So, your weapons, you want You can have the guns, but the swords stay with me.
Just leave them on the altar. They'll be safe here, under the eyes of God.
No. I swore an oath never to surrender these swords to nobody, not even Jesus himself. If he wants them, he's going to have to kill me first.
Well, he is coming back with a sword. Suit yourself. I'll watch your guns then. But I'll warn you now. If I see an inch of steel showing, you'll be eating lead. Fair enough?
A priest who kills, Father. Don't that go against the 10 Commandments of yours? Sounds to me like you ain't very good at being a man of God.
I guess somebody taught you something about the faith. That's a start, at least. Anyway, the good book doesn't say anything about shooting in self-defense.
There's a big difference between shooting and killing, Father.
I wasn't always a priest, son. I picked up some trick shooting in my unsaved years. I could still shoot that sword out of your hand in the blink of an eye.
Well, I know a thing or two about trick shooting myself, and I bet before your finger pulled that trigger, your head would be rolling on the ground. Want to see who's right?
Now that would be pointless, wouldn't it? If I won, I might damage that lovely sword. Grunt. Sorry this is taking so long. It gets stuck sometimes. And if you won, Who'd preach my sermon on Sunday?
Why don't you just kick it in?
What good would that do?
The door'd be open.
But it would never close again. Most problems are better solved with patience than with force, son. There we go. Wouldn't you agree? But feel free to have a seat, by the way. So tell me, what's your name?
What's yours?
Reverend Stanley Paget, or Father Stan if you prefer. How about you?
Out west they call me Six Guns Sam. I'm sort of an outlaw, which is why I don't go around telling people my name.
Just how old are you? 16? 17?
15.
Right. Hardly old enough to shave, let alone to be an outlaw. What did you do?
You ever heard of Billy the Kid? He said he shot dead 21 men, one for each year of his life. Me, I killed 30. I'll be 16 next month. Looking for you, that bartender today. It ain't my birthday. You and that barkeep, it ain't my birthday.
Let's see. Hang on. Let me back it up. It feels like it jumped forward 2 pages. Okay, so all right, good.
The next one.
Yeah. I suppose we are, but that isn't why I brought you here to find out. You've got the look of a killer, and I believe you would kill an old man like me if you thought it would make you feel better. I want to know how you got your hands on those swords. Was that old samurai one of the men you killed? Though you would have had to pick him off from the distance with a rifle.
That ain't the way it was. I never killed no one that didn't deserve it. I didn't choose to be an outlaw, Father. I was forcing it. If you're gonna sit there and judge me, I'm leaving. If you think you're keeping me here because I'm afraid of you or the law, you're wrong. Dead wrong. I could have cut you in 100 pieces already if I wanna, but I ain't like that.
I didn't bring you here to be judged, son. I brought you here to protect you. Old Chuck back at that bar, he's kind of a hothead. The minute we left, he likely went down to the sheriff's office and told his side of things. Now, nobody's going to touch you in here, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a group of concerned citizens who will be looking for you as soon as you pass through those doors. And with you so bound and determined to be an outlaw, I'd say things could get ugly fast. So I'll tell you what, I've got a lot of sway around here. And if I say a man's all right, folks will listen. You say you didn't kill anybody that didn't deserve it, and I want to believe you. So sit down and let's start at the beginning. You tell me where you came from and how you came to get those swords. You do that, and I'll be sure you get where you're going without any problems from anyone. And besides, you'll feel better when you get things off your chest. Sound good?
Watchman for You says, hey guys, who did this comic? It was created by me, co-written by me and Sean Jordan, and drawn, illustrated by Harold Edge. Fine. Where do you want me to start?
At the beginning. Where do you hail from?
Nowhere in particular, as far as I can tell. My mama was part of a traveling circus that one you said earlier, Barney Bison's Wild West show. Her name was Sharp-Eyed Sue, and her act was trick shooting. They'd build the crowd up real good before she'd come out, telling them she could shoot the eyes out of birds and the fleas off of horses. She could do it, too. I remember they'd throw a deck of cards in the air and tell everyone she'd plug nothing but the aces. And then as soon as her assistant yelled draw, 4 shots in 4 seconds. Bang, 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 bang. and all 4 aces shot clean through the middle. They'd fall to the ground on top of the others. She never told them how she did it. I think they knew it had to be some sort of trick. But it impressed folks mighty well, and it made her a decent living, so I guess that's what counts.
I think his mother was a loose woman.
You're so judgmental. It's all part of the act.
What about your father?
I didn't have no father. At least that I knew. Mama always said Papa was a good man, or at least too good for the likes of us. About once a year, she'd write a letter begging him to come see us when he could.
Was Papa a Rolling Stone?
Wherever he, yeah. And every year, she'd get a letter back with a few dollars and a note that said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to know, just like I wasn't supposed to see her cry when the letters come in." "You all right, Mama?" "Just fine, hon. Just fine." And she ain't never said his name.
Too much of that going on out west. Too many young men fathering children before they're ready to settle down. And too many boys growing up without having a father to show them who they are or how they should be.
"I ain't interested in your sermons, Father. Save that for Sunday. I didn't have no papa, but I did have someone to teach me about being a man. I first saw him when I was about 6.
Oh. Sorry, man. It's touchy sometimes. Are you serious?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not kidding, man. It's just like barely.
I first saw him when I was about 6. My mama just got me my first hat, and I was strolling around showing it off to some of the folks I knew. There was a couple of hired hands hanging about, just slacking and looking for trouble when I walked by.
"Hey, cowboy, nice hat you got there. Can we borrow it?"
"Give it back. My mama gave me that."
"Well, come and get it." "Oops, there it goes. You best catch it."
I can't read what's under there. "Varmints, give it back." "Huh? Stop."
"You talking to us?"
"Yes. Stop now. Leave boy alone." I'd seen him around before. Is there anything below that? No. Okay. A little guy, shorter than most of the women. He did a lot of the dirty work, like shoveling manure and cleaning pens.
"What, you gonna start a fight, old man? Come on, I can take you. Go ahead. Hit me." "Yeah, I thought so. I heard you were yelling. Whoops, looked like you dropped it."
"Stop your cry. Men are gone. Heart ruined. What do tears accomplish?" Sorry, I'm doing a terrible Japanese accent. I'm Japanese. "Get angry. Get stronger. Don't let big men push you around. Pout. So muddy." I should have been mad, I guess, but what he said then, it made sense. From that day on, I never cried when something didn't go my way. I just got stronger, and I eventually learned to shoot a gun, which helped my confidence some. Timbertone for $2. Thanks for showing the comic. Thanks, Timbertone. That was not in the script. All right. By the time I was 12, bang, 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 I was almost as sharp a shot as my mama. Faster, too. Pretty soon, I was so good, she decided to work me into her act. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. We was good, real good. We'd run all all of Mama's old tricks, like we was dueling, seeing who could outshoot the other. Of course, every match would wind up being a draw. We'd play it up to like we was getting mad at one another, so we'd tell the crowd we'd settle things like old-fashioned, like 5 paces. Is that you?
Yeah.
5 paces. Turn and draw.
Well, it's a nice panel.
Yeah. We'd say it out loud so they could all hear, real slow to show them we was serious. Now they'd be starting to wonder, are they really gonna do it? That boy, he gonna shoot a woman that raised him? And that mama, is she really gonna gun down her own flesh and blood? Draw! Bang, bang. It was a dangerous trick, shooting the gun out of the other hand like that, especially while she was doing the same to me. I don't need to tell you, it took time to perfect it, and we both right nearly lost our hands the first time. But when we got it down pat, it was the best trick we had, at least till the day it didn't go quite perfect.
What? What happened?
You know what? I ain't gonna say.
What? Why not?
Because you didn't ask me about my mama. You asked about the samurai. And what happened to my mama and me, that don't have much to do with that old man anyway.
But you can't just leave me wondering. Now, you've got me thinking she died. Maybe, or that she shot you?
What's the matter? Things was never the same after that day, and I don't like thinking about it. Besides, you didn't know her, so what do you care? Let's just skip ahead to that samurai.
Now hold on, son. I told you before that I was at that Wild West show once, and I saw your mama perform when I was there. I believe she's the best gunslinger I ever saw, man or woman. I even chased her down and told her so. When she was done with her act, there was a crowd around her, but she made time for me, and we had a nice little chat. It was one of my fondest memories. So if some harm came to that woman, or if she caused some harm to you, well, let's just say I'm keenly interested in knowing what happened.
You know, my mama, she was like a magnet for men. Seemed like after every show she'd get mobbed by folks wanting to buy her drinks or give her flowers. But she ignored them all, said there was only one place in her heart, and it was filled already. By who, mama? By your papa, sugar, until the day my heart stops beating.
So why are you telling me this?
Because, Father, I don't want you to think you was special. You was just another man another fan to her. While Mama always treated her fans real good, she didn't pay them no mind once they was gone.
All right, then. I see what you're saying. I wasn't special, and what happened was none of my business. So you're going to skip ahead to the samurai then, or?
Nah, I guess if you was a fan of hers, I owe you the rest of the story. Besides, it kind of ties into that old samurai anyhow. My mama didn't die that day, and neither did I, of course. But what did happen probably made her wish she had.
To be continued.
Dun dun dun! Well, that's issue 1. What do y'all think? My wife's waving her butt at me.
Alpha Proto says, hey, I remember buying that book.
Oh, yeah? Like back in the day? Freaking 15 cool. years ago? Is that right? Was it 2005? 13 years ago.
Let's see. Let me catch up with some chat. This should be a movie from James S. Mortal Force says, I see two things I like. Chester says, I like it, Mike, but would prefer your art. Ojirify says, aloha. Bubba Clem says, sexist. You can't even give her enough money to cover up. Jiminy Cricket says his dad was Jonah Hex. Nasser says, rest in pepperoni. Let's see. Scrolling on down. Scrolling on down. Scrolling on down. Here we go. Timbertone says, $2 from Timbertone. Thank you for showing the comic. Let's see.
Well, everyone seems to be enjoying it. That's good to hear.
Sierra Whiskey, Mike, that's Irish and Jamaican fusion accent.
I know the one accent I should be the best at, and I'm like,
oh, getting on down here. Bell bottoms of the Old West. Yep, that's about rice.
About rice.
Arcane Flash, the priest is his father. I swear it's not. I have no relations with that woman. Oh no, Northeast Dynamo. If Mike gets a cartoon pilot, I hope he doesn't do his own voice acting. Yeah, we can find somebody Japanese to do the Japanese voices.
He's not Japanese. Oh, you mean for so sorry.
Let's see. Falling to Destiny.
What I was thinking, man.
Don't feel falling to Destiny. Don't feel bad about being super good at English, Mark.
Mike.
Alpha Proto. He says, oh, does it? Oh, okay. Alpha Proto. Alpha Proto. I bought it in Fort Worth, Texas, at Lone Star Comics on Hoolan Street. Now, are you serious?
That is hilarious.
Yeah. That is too funny.
Right?
So, maybe not tomorrow, but in a couple more Aloha chats, should we do the second one? Or is that too much? I mean, you don't want to give too much away.
I don't know. I don't want to give the whole thing away. That's 1/6 of the book already.
Yeah, that's 1/6 of the book.
You want to leave people wanting more. All comic women should be stacked.
Yeah, Sierra Whiskey says Mike, Mark, potato, tomato. Yeah.
Yeah, potato, tomato. I wish Mike drew the comic. I can't draw everything. I was in a state of constant creation. In a very short time, I did Lullaby, Imaginaries, Six Gun Samurai, Deal with the Devil, and Devil's Keeper. And this was all within probably about 2 years. So, I mean, literally, I couldn't draw everything. I couldn't even write everything. That's why I was getting people to co-write stuff or just write stuff for me. But I was always, I mean, like I have, I don't even know how many original intellectual properties on my computer. But that's kind of how I will do it in Blacklist. I mean, we hired Harold as a young absolute nobody. I was going to hire Paolo Pentalina as a young absolute nobody. But, I mean, with this Indiegogo model, I can afford to pay freaking better than pro rates and grab some people who are working on some top-notch books. Six Gun, I would still get Harold if he was interested in doing the second one, because I'd like to maintain that consistency, and he's gotten much better since then. You know, it's 13 years. He's had time to practice. But yeah. Nasser says, hire me. Hire me.
Not for art. Good Lord, no.
No, he wants me to hire him as a writer. Maybe someday, Nasser. Maybe someday. OKC has a few still. OKC. I don't get it. What is OKC?
OKC has a few still. Maybe OKC is it a comic book store? Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Shut up, Nasser.
See, Comics Legend agrees with me. He's all about the turning the family into a comic book sweatshop. You should get your kids to draw when they grow up. You guys would be awesome.
Well, my daughter can draw. More anime style. Yeah, Elijah can draw too, but he just doesn't. So,
like when you say anime, you mean like more manga style, or you mean like anime?
More manga than anime, but she does.
All right, so let's.
Color too.
There's something we need to address in the chat here, and this comes from Grom. Grom made a post of a Darwin Cook video.
Yeah, I saw that.
From about 8 years ago. Yeah, I guess about 8 years ago. In Blacklist universe, I seem to upset the widow of Darwin Cook. Grom, you don't need to feel bad about that. You don't need to feel remorse for that. I think you shared something because it resonated with you. And I think we were all listening. So last night in Ethan Van Sciver's live stream, a lot of the comic pros were reminiscing about Darwin Cook, right? Because everybody uniformly seemed to have a lot of fondness and respect for Darwin Cook. Okay. And so you shared this video out today because it resonated with you. You appreciated what Darwin Cook was saying. Now, here's the deal. A lot of people take at face value whatever they've heard about Comicsgate, right? And they take it at face value to the extent where they can look at people that they know were friends with their friends, or in this case, even friends with their husband, and think that these people would support something that's misogynist or sexist or racist or something like that, and really truly believe that. And that's just how it is sometimes. People take these things at face value. They rely on their friends to filter things for them or explain things to them, and then they just run with that. Now, some people decided that maybe they needed to convince her otherwise or argue with her. Generally, you can, if you take a breath and pause and extend some empathy and compassion for somebody, you can tell when they're at a point where they can be convinced and they're at a point of high agitation and frustration. And unfortunately, I think Darwin's widow was at that point, and there was nothing good to come of trying to argue with her or convince her or anything like that. I think it just, that particular video in the context hit her in a particular emotional way where I think she believed that people were trying to exploit Darwin's memories for a particular cause that she has been told is not a good thing, right? And so at that point you say, you know what, have a beautiful day, Miss Cook. We're very sorry that you were disturbed by this, and you move on. And you move on, and you let that person have that. Not every error needs to be corrected. Not every person needs to be argued with, right? Not all conflict is profitable, right? Not all conflict is profitable. And when you realize it's not, you need to extract yourself from that situation with as much grace and dignity as possible, right? Because it's not necessary for us to correct every error. But you can still represent yourself in Comicsgate well by displaying these qualities that you believe we possess, right? You can display kindness, you can display compassion and grace, and you can move on. But Grom, you don't need to feel guilty about any of that. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, he was speaking Comicsgate to me in that video, so I can totally understand anybody.
And
but you're right. Yeah.
I think he was, but she wasn't in a position to hear that. And as I was watching her get frustrated, I could see some of these people who want to see Comicsgate fail, taking advantage of that. So they were doing the very thing that they were accusing Grom of doing. They were using her words in response to the video, right? To send a message, and that was kind of fail too. And so in a situation like that, you just step back and you say, absolutely, sorry to disturb you, we'll move on down the road, right?
Yeah,
because not all conflicts, not all conflicts and not all fights are profitable for us. And sometimes we just need to have some charity and some compassion and self words, sometimes, and some humility can forgo a lot of stuff and can leave us in a better position and looking like we actually do come from a position, a superior position, from strength and compassion and empathy.
Here, here, there. Hey, Antonio's in the chat.
Antonio Bryce.
Yeah. Looking real jacked. Should I show the nut cruncher?
What is in the nut cruncher? What are you talking? Oh yeah. Sorry, I had to think about that for a minute. Yeah, you should show that.
Okay, well, this is something you don't get to see a lot in mainstream comics for some bizarre reason. I don't know, because I wanted to do this in the Superman. I choreographed the Superman Wonder Woman fight in Injustice. I wanted to do this, but they wouldn't let me, so I'm doing it in. I don't know if you can get a good look at that or not.
Focus it just a little bit more. Let's see.
I'm not even sure if I can. I guess I can just bring it closer.
Yeah, that's getting there. You might have to tilt the front of the image, like tilt the top of it towards the camera a little bit, and that might
darkens
it. That darkens it.
You get the it's like the oh nards. Wolfman has nards. I showed that to Edwin a little early before the stream started, and he started busting up. So I thought you guys, I don't want to show every single page while I'm working on it, but it's a fun little panel.
Let's see. Chester, can you share the link to Antonio Bryce's? Can you share the link to Antonio's Indiegogo in the chat if you haven't already? Because Antonio's working on Brand, and he is not fully funded yet, so they need our help. Take a look at Brand and see if it's something that you might be interested in. It is Heresy the comic book, but KEANU White's art looks gorgeous, and Antonio Bryce is a good dude. So take a look and see if it might be something you're interested in. Comic book is called Brand.
And as long as we're hawking stuff, somebody yesterday or last night bailed on the 25 issue purchase. So that was like $270, and I'm only doing about $300 a day on Lone Star. So that set me back practically an entire day. Yeah, and I'm not sure why. Obviously, I'm not gonna email the guy and pester him like, why aren't you buying my comic book anymore? But you never know. These things happen. So yeah, if anybody wants to get out there and make up for that, by all means, please do. Probably one of those comic book stores that went out of business. Oof. Yeah. Maybe.
Northeast Dynamo, he sent me a link. All right. In Comicsgate, generally it's good to have a thick skin. I've noticed there's certain people who seem to find every excuse to be upset over something or to feel a grievance over something. And I would tell to those I would tell those people they're looking for every single reason to feel upset that maybe somebody's not promoting them, somebody's not giving them the respect they feel they're due. Every day is a chance to wake up and communicate a better version of yourself and your message. And if you don't feel like you're getting the respect and the response that you deserve, you need to do it better. You need to be a better communicator. Particularly if you want to make comic books as an artist or as a writer, you have to be a storyteller, right? You have to be able to communicate. And so if people aren't hearing you the way you want to be heard, you need to improve your ability to communicate. It will serve you doubly, right? Because it will make you a better storyteller, but it would also give you a chance to get your stuff out to more people. It'll make you more effective at selling things.
Yeah, and keep it positive. Keep it positive. You're not going to build yourself or your product or your brand up by going in on Twitter or whatever social media and trying to tear down people who are more successful than you are, or people who are getting more press than you are. If you've got a good product, I mean, ask Antonio. Antonio has a good product. Antonio wasn't out there hounding us to get presents. He had a good product. He was 100% Comicsgate. Someone else brought it to my attention and said, "Hey, Antonio's a good guy. Check out Brand, and if you like it, have him on your show." I checked it out. I was like, "This is fantastic." I reached out to Antonio. We brought him on the Aloha Hour. I think a similar circumstance happened because actually, the first thing I did was I showed it. I screen shared it on Ethan's channel, and then it just kind of got. And then I brought him on the Aloha Hour, and then somehow through some other means, similarly, and this is just evidence that this does happen. He ended up on Ethan's channel and being promoted by Ethan, but it was through the quality of the work and his, people swearing up and down that this guy was 100% with the cause of Comicsgate, and that's how he was elevated. He never kvetched or complained or tried to make noise that nobody's listening to me. How come no one's looking at me? Right? And he came on and he listened. We gave him some sound advice on pitching his product, on cleaning some stuff up, getting it the hell off of Kickstarter, bringing it over to Indiegogo, and boom. I mean, he's taken off. This thing will be funded, and it is well worth funding. So every one of you should get over there. The link is in the chat. But please, by all means, do go back Lone Star first. Also, you know what we did today, Edwin? I don't know if you saw. I happened to get this today. I happened to get Injustice. This is the deluxe edition, and it got delivered while I was on a live stream today. The deluxe edition. It's actually a bigger. It's bigger. Can you see that? It's even bigger than the regular edition, and it's hardbound. So it's just this monster. Awesome. I haven't even opened it yet. I don't want to even open these things because they're all nice and perfect still inside their little wrappers. But what I did today, and there's my drawing on the back. Superman. We auctioned one of these off today. And our fine priestess Popefire won the first one for $350. Oh, wow. But I did a live auction on my stream. And there were about half as many people as are on here right now. And I told them that I was going to auction one off tonight. So Edwin, would you like to do the auction honors? What people will be getting besides this fantastic, big, beautiful book, I am going to do a headshot on the inside cover of whatever character they like. So the last one, this one retails for $50. So the last one, I think I started the auction off at like 200, and it went up to 350. So
okay,
everyone has been waiting for this.
To repeat this, this is the first. This is the complete
first year
of Injustice. This is a hardbound book. What is the cover made out of?
Bulletproof steel. No, it's just a hardcover. So
it's just a hardcover.
Just your standard hardcover. I wonder if they have a different. Gosh, should I open one?
If you're going, well,
it started at 250. Okay, the last auction started at 250. So we could start there.
Okay, and so you're going to get a book which retails at $50, but $50 plus shipping, but it's going to be autographed by Mike Miller, and on the inside cover, you're going to get, is it a headshot or a character drawing?
Yeah, a headshot, whatever character they want, full-size headshot on the interior.
A full-size headshot on the interior. Okay. All right, is everyone ready? Is Mike's name on it? Mike?
Mike's name? You mean this guy right here? Yeah, I drew about a third of this book. So this is my baby. Can it be Lone Star?
All right. So we're going to open the auction at $250, which will get you this $250. The auction for this is, and please only respond to this if you're serious about purchasing.
Yeah, you'll have to pay through the PayPal link immediately following the auction. The PayPal link in my thing. Shipping within the United States will be included. I'll probably, if you want this outside of the United States, I'm going to tack $20 on, because shipping outside the U.S. is going to be expensive.
And Jiminy Cricket, I just want to make sure that you're just establishing what the opening bid is, and that you yourself are not bidding. All right, and again, hardcover version of Injustice, year one.
Not out in stores yet.
Not out in stores yet. Signed by Mike Miller, and on the inside cover, you will get a headshot of any character that you ask for.
Superman. A god gone mad, and the heroes who seek to set it right. Injustice.
Do we have an offer at $250? Do we have an interested bidder at $250?
Yeah, it's bigger than a regular comic. This thing is about 3/4 of an inch. The pages themselves are about 3/4 of an inch larger than your standard comic book format. So yeah, it is a deluxe edition, to be certain. No offers. No offers. Wow.
Well, it is the beginning of the week, and it is $250. And for anybody who finds that expensive, again, you're getting the book, you're getting the signature, but you're also getting a Mike Miller headshot. Okay. And so just the time involved in that comes down to that. And we'll go going 5 times. Do I have anybody interested at $250 for a copy of Injustice Year One and a Mike Miller headshot? Going once. Going twice. Colonel Comics, are you bidding $250 on the book? I just want to be clear. Yes, me. Okay. All right. So now, Colonel Comics, the conditions of this is that after the show, you need to click on the, you need to give Mike Miller your information, and then you need to be able to pay with PayPal tonight. Yes. Okay. You agreed to that? Okay. All right, I'm going to make one challenge on this. Do I hear $275? Going once, $275. Going twice. Do I hear $275? Going thrice. With no additional offers on the book.
Colonel, that's American 250.
Yeah. Colonel Comics for $250. So Colonel Comics, you will need to make sure to get I am is Australian. You know, I don't know what the conversion is. Tell you what.
Yeah,
Why don't you work it out with Miller off stream?
Hold on, Edwin. He may not realize how much 250 American is. 250 American is probably over 300 Australia, or over 350 Australian, plus 20 shipping. So you might be around 375, 380, if I'm guessing right, Australian.
I'm converting right now. It would work out to be 339, 340 Australian US dollars at the current exchange rate. Colonel Comics is let us know if 340 is going to be too much for you. You'll DM.
I'll
okay,
DM
make sure you DM. Yeah, DM Mike, and you guys can work it off stream.
All right.
Mr. Miller, I'm going to have to go here in a minute soon. I need to finish up dinner.
You got it.
If you're going to keep going, though, I know that Antonio,
nope.
You're going to wrap it up?
Yeah. I'd like to spend some time with my wife.
That's probably a good idea.
Yes. All right. Yeah, $100 less than earlier. I was about to pull the plug on the whole thing, but Colonel seemed like he really wanted it. So, all right, guys. Yeah, I could have sold 2 others for $350 earlier today.
Oh, you ready?
I was really expecting more because there's more viewers on, but I guess people are. It's too late for people. It's too late.
Chester called a Lone Star Squadron.
All right.
All right. Everybody, and I'm not even kidding. I want you to take your headphones off. I want you to turn your volume all the way down. This is going to get loud. I'm going to give you a 5-second warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lone Star Squadron!
And Lone Star Squadron, you are dismissed. Aloha, mahalo.
Good night.
Good night.